Hello everyone, thank you for tuning in to C-Town Garage. I'm your host Seth. Now I haven't posted to this channel in several years actually. I started this channel when I was real young and kind of just, life got in the way, finished school, all that stuff. And now that I'm a little bit older, I figured what better time to reboot this than now. Fair warning, I don't have any fancy equipment or anything like that. This is all just shot right off of an iPhone, so bear with me for a while because this is the best I can do. But today I'm going to give you kind of a walk around of my car collection and a little bit of details about them and just go from there. So don't expect a real long video, but I can at least give you the best shot that I can. So to start, we're going to talk about my 2010 Ford Crown Victoria Police Interceptor. This is a former Omaha, Nebraska PD car. I've had it for roughly about 6 years. It does have some modifications, which include 410 rear gear swap, heavy duty shocks in the rear. I have a towing hitch that I installed on the back. AC went out, so deleted it. Shorter belt, underdrive pulleys, tune, and a couple other things that are, zooming out of my head at the moment. But we call this car Panda for, obvious reasons, black and white. Now, some may be asking how I get away with running it with decals and a light bar and stuff like that. In the state of Nebraska, long as it doesn't say police anywhere on it or the lights work, you can drive them. Now, with that being said, the lights do work on this car. Red and blue light bar, red and blue aerials above the rear view mirror. I've swapped the spotlights to LEDs. I have strobes in all four corners. I've got red and blue grill lights, LED pods for high beams before I switched over to LEDs. I bought this car and it only had a push bar and spotlights on it, nothing else. I've done everything to it. Went ahead and put window bars in it, partition. It has the red and blue ticket light, laptop stand, whole shebang. Put all the antennas on it. None of them are hooked up except for the CB antenna in the middle. I wanted to be different, so I went ahead and got some 17-inch beauty rings to go with my center caps. Now, I do change the look every once in a while and get rid of the beauty rings and just run the centers, or I get rid of all of that altogether because I have a set of the full 17-inch caps for this car. This car currently has almost 240,000 miles-ish, daily driven. Oil changes every 3,000 miles. Nothing real spectacular. I haven't had to do a lot to it in my ownership. I did have to do the infamous intake, and every once in a while I have coil packs that crap out on me, but replace them and life goes on and so forth. But that's about as much as I can tell you on this car, other than it goes to car shows just like everything else. Yeah. But anyway, we're going to move on to my project vehicle / my dream car that I've been chasing since I was probably 10 years old. And it's currently a project build that I've been working on. And that is my 1969 Dodge Charger. It is a base model with the only option being bucket seats and a center console. Now, it is a light package car, so it's got trunk light and all that good stuff. And it's a what they call a white hat special. So basically all that means is it was bought during a promotion in the summer of '69, which that gave you a vinyl top, The moldings along the doors, the wheel lip moldings, the light package, yada, 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 yada. If you want to know more about that, you can Google it. Or maybe I'll make a follow-up video and give you a brief rundown. I am by no means a Mopar guy. This is just, call me typical, but I've always wanted a 1969 Dodge Charger since I seen Bullet, Dukes of Hazzard, what is it? Crazy Mary, Dirty Larry, or no, excuse me. Crazy Larry, Dirty Mary, and some other old shows like that. Also Death Proof. That's a big one. Even though it gets completely messed up, but still, that's a good movie. Anyway, I bought this car a year ago, and hang on here, I'll give you a little bit better view of it. Don't mind the garage, I got crap everywhere. Anyway, the original color of this car is actually a metallic copper with a black vinyl top and a black interior. Actually a very sharp looking car back in its day. Unfortunately, it's had a couple different repaints in its life. With that being said, I'll backtrack a little bit here. I don't want to get too far ahead. But I bought this car last September in 2022, thanks to actually YouTube. But with that being said, I bought this car as pretty much a shell. The interior was trashed, the back window was knocked out of it, missing suspension and all that good stuff on the driver's side, mismatched wheels, blown up rear end, no engine, no trans, no seats, door panels were junk, no headliner, so on and so forth. So I pretty much just started sourcing and doing whatever I could. Unfortunately, I wish I would have started the channel when I actually first got this car, because that would have been a lot of really good content for you guys. Unfortunately, dropped the ball, my bad. Hopefully I can do better and actually bring you guys along on it when I'm actually working on this car, because this car is far from done. I do plan to restore this car throughout time, but I've got two young ones and a wife to take care of and a house to take care of. So this is kind of a side project and a side hobby for me. But anyway, let's get into the nitty gritty. She is currently powered by a 1968 383 Mopar big block 2-barrel, unfortunately. Backed by a 727 trans, outback to a Mopar 8 3/4 with a 276 rear gear, so it's definitely highway friendly, and that's how I wanted the car to be. Does have the 489 case for all you Mopar guys that know all that good stuff. One of the big things that I wanted for this car is I wanted this car to be 70s inspired. So this car is raked out, low pro 14, well, not low pro, but smaller tires in the front on 14 by 6 inch front wheels. And then I've got 15 by 10 with 295 50 15s out back. So I got that nice wide and skinny-ish front tire. Yes, I do have street signs in here. No, the rust in the floorboards is not bad. It's just to the point where it was like, just to get it by and, make sure my fiance's feet wasn't getting covered in water and stuff like that, I put them in. The plan is to eventually just take them out, spot weld in new panels, and be done. Basically, the only rust this car had, aside from, obviously rear quarters and stuff like that, was just a little bit on the front floorboards, and then the trunk pan, the center of the trunk pan right above the fuel tank was shot, the tank was shot, so on and so forth. Still rocks no headliner. Being as it was a vinyl top car, the roof is not great. It had holes in it, so I work on a budget. It might not be the right way, it might not be the way you guys do it, but it works for me and it makes the car functional. I took JB Weld epoxy and went through and JB welded all the holes just for reassurance. I put the all these license plates up in there. The plan was eventually just to do the whole roof in the license plates, just so then it all blended, but I haven't quite gotten around to that. There's other things that need to be done. Got the seats. Yes, I know they're modern and bleh, but $20 swap meet seats. I'm not gonna complain. Console came with the car, believe it or not. So did the wood grain wheel. Dash was in the car and complete. So, I mean, I guess I shouldn't say that. The panel that goes right around the radio and the radio itself were missing. But the original console, or not console, the cluster was still in the car. Glove box and all that. Now, the glove box lining was wasted. Now, I've got a new liner in there and I'm working on getting the heater box rebuilt to get that back up in the car and so forth. Definitely can't see back there, but put a 65 Cornet back seat in it just to make things work. I wanted to be a little bit different, make it so it blended with the car and made the car my own. So we've got 5% tint on both the rear wing windows. I'm going to call them wing windows. I know that's wrong. Sail windows or rear seat windows, I guess, whatever you want to call them. But 5% here and 5% on the back window. And the front windows and the actual wing windows are 10, 15, something like that. A little bit lighter, so, not to get the law on me. Now, granted, that is less than what they require to be legal, but it works. They don't bother me. Obviously, when you pass them in a car like this, you're the least of their worries. Don't mind all the parts. I'm working on it at the moment, but some people hate it, some people like it. I wanted to be different. Put a Mopar Go Wing on it. That was an option in 1970 for the Charger, but in 69 and 68 it was not. By far my favorite thing that I've done to the car is when I first got the car and had this setup dropped in it, I didn't have money to get the exhaust done. So a buddy of mine borrowed me some side pipes. Yeah, they were short. They were off a Corvette, so on and so forth. But I ran side pipes on the car for a while. Obviously, no baffles. All of the America out those pipes. But with me having little ones and stuff like that, the loud tones and it being right underneath the back window, it just didn't work. So we went ahead. I put 2.5-inch exhaust all the way from the manifolds all the way out back. I do have an H pipe. Some people say yes, some people say no, some people say X pipe, some people say H pipe. I just wanted equality between the pipes, so I went with H pipe. But by far my favorite thing that I did is I put Flowmaster FX Flows 4-inch round glass packs, 2.5 in, 2.5 inch out on this car, and ooh, they make this car sound awesome. They have a nice rumble, a nice growl, none of that raspy stuff. When you get up in RPM, they talk. But when you're idling and just cruising around town, nice and mellow and perfect to carry your kids around. I 110% recommend them mufflers. Flowmaster, if you watch this video, know that I have your back on those. Those are awesome. Now, with any great project, you're going to be doing work to it. And I have a special event that I'm going to be going to next September, known as the Ice Cream Cruise, put on by 1320 Video. And with that being said, I need to do some maintenance. So a while back, I knew my valve covers were leaking, so I went ahead and pulled those off, cleaned them all up, repainted them. It's not the correct Mopar turquoise, but it's as close as I could get to having cans mixed up for it. So I did that, and I figured, well, why not? We'll paint the air cleaner. Unfortunately, I'm not doing a Craigslist rebuild on this. I'm not painting every single part because I have a 4-barrel intake over yonder that's for this. I'm waiting to buy a carb for it and such. And with that being said, I may want to pull the heads and have them sent off to get worked, whatever. You know, like I said, this car is being built on a budget. I don't make lots of money for all this stuff. Like I said, I got kids and all that good stuff to take care of. So, but anyway, what I'm doing is I have to put a timing chain in this and new harmonic balancer because we were having sporadic ignition issues, or timing issues, sorry. So with that, I am taking the points ignition out and converting to electronic ignition. We're putting a double roller timing set in it, and I have a SCAT harmonic balancer, OEM style, to put on it. I'll be relocating the fuel filter and moving it up to here and making hard line to go up here, cutting that and doing all that good stuff. But I figured while I have all this stuff off, do some painting. So I'm painting my pulleys, and I satin black because I don't need them flashy. The camera's making them look flashy, but they have a very faint sheen to them being satin. So I got, water pump pulley, harmonic balancer pulley, alternator brackets, power steering brackets. Timing cover is over here in primer. Mopar actually didn't paint these, believe it or not. But I want mine painted so it lasts and doesn't rot away. So primer, and then it'll be painted the same turquoise color as the valve covers. Along with the water pump assembly, it will be painted turquoise. And then I have my power steering pump all taped up and primed. That'll be shot all in black. I'm going to get a new lid for it because mine doesn't seal. And I may, just depends, might paint it the same turquoise color just to be different. Or I might just paint it black. Or I might just leave it bare. I don't know yet. But that's kind of what I'm doing at the moment. And that's all pretty much because of this guy right here. This is the original timing chain set from 1968 out of this engine. We thought the nylon noise dampening protection that they put on the cam gear would be brittle and cracked, but surprisingly enough, it's actually in really good shape. Now, however, the chain was very, very stretched, so it's a good thing we're here doing that. Harmonic balancer doesn't look all that great. I've recently put a, what is it? It's a 2-core, but it's equivalent to a 4-core aluminum rad in it, just to help keep this beast cool. I will be repainting the fan, but I'm going to be taping off the original part number and then just painting around it, and then I'll unmask it. So it'll look a little tacky right there, but at the same time, I want to preserve that, because that is an original 1968 fan. Granted, it's probably not worth nothing, but peace of mind for me. Be putting new hoses on it, new belts, all that good stuff. So with that, guys, honestly, that's probably going to be a wrap for this one. So yeah, I've taken you for a little bit of a walk around, I guess, of Panda, and it just dawned on me, I didn't tell you guys what we call this one. My 69 Dodge Charger is known as Tetanus, just because it's got a lot of different rust colors on it, and the rear end is rotten, unfortunately. Lower quarters are they're pretty rough, but yeah, I'm hoping to really make this car pop a lot more, because thanks to Poppy's Patina, no, they are not a sponsor by any means, they have sent me their wipe-on clear coat system. So I'm looking forward to trying this out. I've seen a lot of people do it. I've been recommended to do it by a lot of people that have tried it. So stay tuned, because I will try and video me doing that. Like I said, I'm a beginner to that, so bear with me. But I'm looking forward to it. But with that being said, guys and gals, I think that's going to do it for this one.